Hello and welcome to the Rant Shop. This is How I See It edition, January 24, 2019. I want to give a shout out to my son Brandon. His birthday is tomorrow, so happy early birthday. So I did get a couple sponsors. I'll show you a little later on in the podcast. And after I did my first one, like I said, it's been a year or so since I've done one, and me and my son were talking politics, and we pretty much see things eye to eye. He goes real deep. I've been deep. You know, we're having a discussion. We kind of, when it gets to the end, is where we differ. You know, because he takes offense of me calling his generation lazy. You know, and every scuffle we get into, it'll be like, "Well, your generation wants us to go to college." They go, "Nah." He goes, "I'm not talking about you." All right. And so when I do it to him, it goes, "I'm not talking about you." Well, there's always the exception. It's the 80-20 rule. 20% of people do 80% of the work. So there's 20% of people, that, can comprehend things better than 80%. And like I said, you can't believe everything you fucking hear. I agree that if there's a cabal, I hope there's Guantanamo Bay. I hope 100 million people are going to get fucking sentenced for all the bullshit they did. But it's not going to end my life if they don't. You know, there's a lot of people banking on this, and I hope he can do it and does it, and I hope it's true. Well, no, I don't hope it's true, but if it is true, I hope, justice is served, just like the other side hopes Trump dies. You know what I mean? I'm not a politician. I don't believe in everything Democrats or Republicans believe. I believe in what I've learned living my life. So we'll be arguing, he's saying, they got a sound wave, which I've heard, kind of like if you hear a good song that makes you feel good, to make everybody like overnight feel good. I don't think it worked on everybody, but maybe. But if you get really deep into like the alien stuff, they're all talking about your vibration, and it's kind of funny how the two countersect. So they think there's a cabal at the government going to happen when the aliens are going to tell us all this technology. And then there's people that think the government have all this technology that doesn't have to do with aliens, and they're going to release it all, and everybody's going to sail off into the sunset, and everything is, going to be great. It's still people. So if it's true that there's the deep state, then there was corrupt people to do that. He says the money's going to be gone, which is fine, because, every time we talk, it's about money. Things that I hear, if it's true, and I'm pulling that if it's true, is they're going to break the big banks. That's pretty much the deep state. Well, that's who funds the deep state, okay? So they're going to crash the dollar and put it back on a gold standard, which, if that happens, I'm all for it. I got $500,000 I've saved for retirement at 401k. I've been saving for 30 fucking years. You can have it all, because we owe this big fucking deficit to our great-great-grandchildren or whatever. But just by crashing it, there still has to be some kind of money system. So anytime there's money, there's greed. Not necessarily greed. It is greed. It's greed when people do bad things for money. But if I'm working hard and you're not working at all, and we're going to let everybody have everything, what is my incentive to keep making things so everybody can have everything? There's no incentive. Okay, robots are going to do the work. Okay, who's going to make the robots? So some of us has to work, some of us don't have to work. I mean, it's way bigger than just... And then once you have money in place, somebody's going to find a way to corrupt it and have it all anyway, because that's greed, that's human nature, I'm not a big religious guy, but goddamn 10 Commandments pretty much sums it up. No matter, you can get rid of everything and just follow that guideline, we'll be good. But it's never going to happen, because I have no faith in people. He has faith. Kind of got a little heated, which we shouldn't, because we're kind of both in the same page. Just he seems to think that everything's going to be hunky-dory, and I'm a little afraid that maybe he's betting his whole existence on it, because he's real passionate with the human trafficking thing, and I get it. He's as passionate about the human trafficking thing as everybody is on YouTube about animals. I mean, I don't give a fuck if somebody dies, but God forbid an animal freezes. Not that I'm saying it's good. I had 7 dogs, right? So they're all rescued, so can't say that I don't care about animals, but it's amazing. It's people get passionate about things, and I understand, and government's corrupt one way or the other, whether it's the Republicans corrupt, the Democrats corrupt. Who knows? Maybe we'll find out Trump's corrupt and everybody was right. Seriously doubt it, but all right. That the Democrats ain't pulled no shickery, and that there ain't been spying and shit that shouldn't be going on. I'm not denying that. So anyway, now I got to get to read my sponsors here. So since I know I have so many socialist people listening to my program, got dictator chips for them, and it'll help the obesity crisis. It's no flavor, no calories, and it's made from 100% air. You can eat as much of these as you want, and you're going to lose weight. There's no calories. And for people who want, to be socialists, this is what you'll have to eat once the country spends all its money. So it's a win-win for both. And to wash it down, we're sponsored by Miller Lite. Of course we're sponsored by Miller Lite. But what's interesting about this is that listeners of my podcast in Michigan and Ohio only, I'm running this just in Michigan, Ohio. For every one of these that you go into a store and say, you were at How I See It, Kurt Marx's podcast, you will get 10 cents back for these. Limited time only for my viewers, Miller Lite. Every one of these you drink, you're going to get 10 cents back. Anyway, so this is how I've come to conclude that I have no faith in people. So I would say probably it was like around the 12th, 13th of December. In the morning, I'm brewing my coffee, getting ready to go to work, and I had a text message. Do you want to earn some money advertising? If so, press yes. I'm just curious as can, so I go yes, and I get a text back. Do you want to earn $500 a week for PepsiCo? And I'm like, sure, I want to see this guy. No, it's a scam. People just don't send texts, And put your year, make them out of your truck, see if you qualify. So, I got a piece of shit old 2006 F-150, get ready to push 200,000 miles. I put that baby in. Guess what? I'm approved. What's going to happen is they're going to send me a check for $3,763.87. That's going to include my first 5 weeks of pay for advertising. And then all I do is take the check, put it in my bank, take my $500, and then take the balance of the 32, and I send it to an expert so he can come put my stickers on my car, my truck. So, I know it's a scam, but I'm kind of humoring the guy. So I'm like, I tried to call your number. How come I can't talk to you? He's like, well, he texts back, that's because if we use phone numbers that are good, they'll hack our system. I'm like, okay, whatever, bullshit. But I let it go. And he's like, so you want to go on? I'm like, sure. And then, a couple hours later, I put, you're a scam. And then I get a response. And then 5 minutes later, I put, I was just joking. Can I get a sticker for my wife's car too, right? So meanwhile, this has been going on for like 3-4 days. I'm calling my wife. I'm like, yeah, honey, I'm going to get $500. This is at my lunch. I'm going to get $500 a week for 6 months to put a sticker on my truck. I said, I'm going to try to get your car too. She's like, no, you're not. I'm like, yeah, I don't think you're $500 a week for the sticker on your car. I'm going to do it. That's $2,000 a month. Absolutely. No, you're not. I'm like, whatever. You can say what you want. I want to put it on. And then I hung up with her. Then I sent her a text a couple hours later. You don't actually believe that I believe this is real. And she goes, I was hoping not, but I wasn't sure. I'm like, yeah, no, it's a scam. So I'm playing along. It gets around Christmas. And he kept saying, we'll get back to you soon with your check delivery and instructions. So I'm like, okay. And so I get a text out of blue just before Christmas that says, oh, sorry that it's taken so long. It is the holiday season. We're going to take the season off. We'll get back to you after the first of the year. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I just get a text out of the blue, happy holidays from, the same guy, whatever his name was, Adam M. or something, I can't remember. So then I kind of forgot about it, and then probably around the 4th or 5th, I get a text, are you still interested in it? I'm like, yeah, I'm just waiting on the check. Oh, yeah, we'll be getting it out next week. Have it for sure. So then I get a text, I want to say Monday, that say, hey, the check's on its way. Here's your tracking number. As soon as you get it, deposit it in the bank. Let me know when you want us to schedule the expert and when you're going to be sending the check to the expert out. And I said, as soon as it clears the bank. And he's like, yes, okay. It should be delivered today. Let me know when you get it. So I'm tracking it, and it left Maryland, according to the tracking, went UPS. And they sent it next day, Air Saver, but it took 3 days. And somewhere along the line it had a mechanical issue. Then it got sent to Kentucky, went to Saginaw, Michigan, which don't make no sense. Then it goes to like Flint, back to Kentucky, back to all on the same day. Then it was like delayed. So I'm like, dude, man, I didn't get my check. He's like, yeah, I seen that. It'll either come late tonight or tomorrow morning. And so basically the next morning I track it, delivered like at 8:30 in the morning. Well, it snowed, so my wife had the day off, and I'm like, I call her up. I'm like, yeah, that check's there. I said, why don't you take a picture of it, send it to me? Because I know it's a scam, right? Look, they're not going to do all this shit over a fucking text, but whatever. So she's like, yeah, it's here. I said, well, that's surprising, because I know when UPS pulls, you know, we live on private roads and it's dirt roads, and you'd hear a UPS truck pulling. My dog would go ape shit if a UPS truck, when they pull, because they pull up all the time. Fuck, the kids can't pull in the driveway in the middle of the night, and the dogs don't go to ape shit. Well, it's really slick in the driveway, so I'm assuming they left by the street and come through the thing, and they put it in between my doors. But it was real weird on the tracking. So she's like, yeah, it's there. She sends me a picture and all that. And she opens up, she goes, it looks real. So look, I got, you can see this check here. This is a cashier's check. $3,763 is the bank. You noticed in the note section, or the memo, it doesn't say anything, and it says you have to have 2 signatures. Well, look at the signatures. That's the same person that signed that, just trying to do sloppy signature. You can just tell by the way it's pushed. Looks really good. It's got the watermarks. Everybody shows like, it's got the watermarks. It's got everything. I said, these are just paycheck papers. Every company can get them. It's just not rocket science. And so I have this cashier's check, and the guy's like, let me know when you get the check, you know, when you get home and all that. And so my wife had sent me the picture of the check, and she's like, it was just in an envelope. She goes, but the sticker from UPS said it come from Pontiac, and I'm in shipping, so none of this shit looks legit. It's just in a yellow envelope. Doesn't have no nothing. So I'm at lunch. I still hadn't physically had the check in hand, but wife sent me a picture of it, you know, and I'm laughing with people at work, telling them about the scam. And so I sent a text to the guy. This was yesterday at like 11:30. It was my lunchtime. I'm like, yeah, I contacted a representative from the PepsiCo company, because that's who this is supposed to be from. And they told me that they don't put stickers on cars. I haven't had a response. It's been over a day. I'm not putting that check in my bank. If you Google search cashier's check, it even says that some of them look so real, it can take up to 2 weeks before going back and forth to banks before, you know, it bounces. Now, my bank would let me put this in, and they would clear it after 3 days. So technically, I would have sent the guy $3,200 of this $3,700. Think I got my $500 pay. I'm sure it would have been some way, because it didn't get that far, because he didn't even respond. Because if he looks back at the text, I'm calling bullshit way back when, and just, I don't know, I guess maybe thought it was just some dumb fuck that, oh, I got the money. It's going to fix all my problems. Not to say that I would put a sticker on my car for $500 a week. Absolutely, I would. But not without talking to somebody, going to a business. They're going to come to my house and put a sticker. I mean, there's just so many holes in this game. And anyway, so they, I sent them text. I haven't heard nothing. And like I said, I did some searching, and it said it would take up to 2 weeks because they're so good at it. And everybody I've showed said, oh, that looks real. It's like a real check. I'm like, yeah. So I would have sent the guy the $3,200. He would cash it out of my bank. They would pay it, and then this would bounce, and it would come back on not sufficient funds to me, and that guy would keep the money. Plus, I get to keep 500, right? Yeah, the 500 don't exist. None of this exists. So, like I try to tell, I have no faith in people. This is why I have no faith in people. People don't care in our scant list how bad they fuck somebody else or what it would do to somebody's life. They will write you a check for $3,700 to fuck you out of $3,500, and these people can sleep at night. So if somebody says they can send you money for PepsiCo, I haven't tried to put it in the bank, cash it, nor will I. I'm just here to tell you that it's not true. And that's anyway how I see it 11/24/2019. Maybe I'll see it in the next couple days.